What's up, you guys? How's your weekend?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Joe, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good.
I had a pretty good weekend.
Yeah.
But, well, what did I do on Saturday? Went to a luau on Saturday. My very first luau. And then we were supposed to go to the beach yesterday, but because this big hurricane just came off the coast, it's a mess at the beaches, so we just decided to go to my girlfriend's pool instead.
All right.
That's nice.
Everybody was surfing here last week because of that hurricane.
I bet.
Hurricane last week?
Yeah, it was offshore.
Well, I guess I've been gone.
Yeah, see, up here in Delaware, we're not used to that kind of weather, so everybody kind of like freaks the crap out. Kind of like you guys in snow.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It gets into the 20s here occasionally for a few days in Jacksonville.
Yeah, all I know is dealing with you guys in snow is like dealing with us in hurricanes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I get that. It kills all the trees down here.
Yep.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody's weekend?
We're both muted. It's fun.
It's the end of August. What the heck? Crazy.
I think Josie and Kyle will be here today. I'll give a few minutes. Frank, Mara, do you guys have to leave?
At 9.
Okay, cool.
Josie just was in the WhatsApp that she wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, she said that she had too much work, I think.
Yeah.
Boring. I'm just kidding.
She won't be here.
Damn. I'll give it a couple minutes. Well, if we're giving it a couple minutes, do you guys have any SMART goals to hit or review from last week?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Go, Frank. Yeah, we did your presentation.
We did our presentation on our whatever channel, the other boot camp stuff. So that went good.
Nice.
Some good feedback, definitely some work to do. Unfortunately, they did not accept our LOI, so we just move on to the next one, hopefully. Start after, I'd say, we have another one in mind anyways.
I'm seeing more mobile home parks if you want to start.
Oh, yeah.
Those. Yeah.
And they come on, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was on our team bringing them up, and I was like, hey, I got a guy for you.
Nice.
I know a guy.
So did you guys put together your own pitch deck for the presentation? Or?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we put a pitch deck together. Obviously did all the underwriting. So we did like a 1 minute and then about a 10-minute, I'd say. It wasn't too long. But yeah.
I'm really interested in doing the pitching, but I don't want to be the guy putting together the pitch decks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do that. Like Frank and I both. I mean, we do that for a day job, so
Really?
yeah.
Well,
I mean, we use PowerPoint, I should say.
Yeah. Same here.
But it's I mean, they give us they give you like several templates you can use, and I told Frank, I said once we're on our own, like I'm gonna create like a standard template, that is a little bit more useful.
We have templates already. My VA has been doing templates, so that's super helpful. Well, congrats on getting that done. You got a SMART goal for the week?
So I'm looking at my just kind of hitting probates, I guess, is like another marketing strategy from a single family side. I was working on the workflows and more or less what I'm going to say. So I'm trying to get that launched hopefully this week.
Launch your workflows for probate.
Yeah.
We're trying to add probate here soon.
Yeah.
Before the end of September. So
I mean, the thing is I've had lists for a couple of months now, so it's like, I've been not doing those, just been after the foreclosures and the sub trustees. So
yeah,
and a little preoccupied with commercial.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
I'll tell you, this is not for the like
The faint of heart and
the
whatever.
faint of heart, because we've watched people, 'cause we're on different teams for the commercial. We decided to do that on purpose so that he's did multifamily and I did triple net. We just wanted to kind of, I'm glad we did that. Also, like, you just see people drop, because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Everyone's working full time, and so it is. So I'm doing my pitch. We do it on Wednesday this week, so that's kind of my focus. And then I also started because I really want to, though I haven't formally said this is what I want to do, I really want to build a community and a following around being able to raise capital. So I started a professional page. I'll put it here in the chat if you guys would like to follow me.
Yeah.
I'd be so excited if you did. I only have about 255 members right now, or followers right now. Just like, this is just very beginning. And then I'm going to actually create a whole private community as well on Facebook. So
I'm really curious to maybe coordinate with what you guys are doing, because I'm working on a sales funnel to where I'm giving away value,
yes,
free guides.
yeah,
A lot of information people don't know, I think, for passive investing, specifically to airline pilots on LinkedIn.
Oh, nice.
I'm starting to get replies, and then I'm like, oh, I got to polish these guides up. So I've got 1 out of 3 really comfortable where I'm giving it out. The second one should be done in a couple days.
I have a couple of guides, but I haven't formalized them at all. I mean, that's something I want to do as well. And I'm actually just hitting, I know it's kind of a wider market, but really the Gen X market. So, because we're in our 50s, thinking about retirement and like kind of, I'm leaning into, I just blew up Frank's text because I sent him a whole bunch of names.
Wow. You just made a bunch of domain names.
It's like Gen X. I'll share with you guys. It's like Gen X, the exit plan, kind of thing. So
Nice.
I just kind of go that a little edgier for us Gen Xers,
If you guys want to jump on sometime for Zoom or talk about this for 30 or 45 minutes later this week, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, after Wednesday.
Right, I was just saying after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That'd be cool. Then we can pitch back or compare notes, I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, for sure.
All right.
Just send me a time that works for you, and we can put something together.
I can be Ted to be an airline pilot. Just kidding.
Right.
I think I can get really good at capital raising. We'll see.
I think you can too. I mean, you definitely have a niche for sure.
Yeah, and the pilot speak, I'm kind of making it to where it'll apply to anybody, but it's really targeted at pilots because everybody I go to work with is accredited. And then we're doing outreaches 100 a day with Octopus on LinkedIn.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
where we're like split testing.
I wish I could use my LinkedIn, but it's tied with work and I just cannot. My entire executive staff sees it all the time. So, but I think I found a way to maybe start, like, of course I always post about what I do for work, but then maybe start putting in a little bit of investment stuff just slightly. But I started following like all family offices. So just my strategy right now.
I'm getting into here, Alex, with his family office. I'm gonna go into that now, but we're also finding more VAs. If people need VAs, I'd like to help find people that are actually trained and done foreclosures before. We found a few of those lately. So
Nice.
we're running into enough to where we're actually hiring one full-time from El Salvador, speaks Spanish, has a engineering degree, has a master's degree in logistics and operations, has done probate, has done foreclosure, has done cold calls, has done underwriting, has done dispo. So that's the kind of people we're looking for right now.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. We're done. We'll wait for you. You guys can go.
Get our Monday morning motivation here. Hopefully you guys like this. Everybody see my screen here?
I am okay being a beacon of relentless hard work. And that's the never-ending cycle of excellence. Oh, I just have to figure out what to do. When I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to. And so then it's like, just do it for me. We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. It's one of my favorites. There have been so many times in my life where I knew I needed to do something, and then I filled all this extra time not doing that thing. And then the moment I did it, I was like, wow, that took way less time than I thought it was going to take. And not only that, it took way less time than it took me to delay to actually get to this point. And if I had only started with just doing what I was supposed to do, I could have done 4 or 5 other things that I was also supposed to do by this exact same point. Waking up and then trying to shrink the time between when I wake up and when I start working, and shrinking the time between one task and the next task. Like, you don't need to take 30 minutes of getting ready to start working. Like, you can just start working, because as soon as you get into it, you start pulling the thread and you're like, oh, here it is. And all of the time that I was getting ready to work, I was just using up my best brain power time on things that truly don't move the needle at all. The vast majority of business owners work a fair amount. They just work on the wrong stuff and they do it the wrong way. And so they get so little for their effort that they wonder, when they're at home empty-handed in bed, why isn't this working when I am working? But if you define work, at least the way I do, which is output, and in order to get output, it's volume times leverage. So how many times you do the thing times how much you get for each time you do it. And so that is the, do you work smart or do you work hard? It's you do both. You do as many reps as you possibly can, and you do it with the most leverage possible. So if I make 100 phone calls, the leverage that I can have there would be how skilled I am. So if I make 100 calls, I might get 10 times more. And so I worked more, I had more output than somebody who has less skill. But the only way you get skilled is by working more. And so it's this virtuous cycle of doing more and getting better, and then you get more for what you do. I talk about the rule of 100 on steroids, which is
I don't know if you guys are familiar or you follow him much, but his book came out.
something that I learned from.
Yes.
So I've gotten like a third of the way through it already.
Is it good?
It's incredible what this guy did. Like, his money models, you start to see him everywhere as he explains it. Like, the best example I have is at a rental car company, and he talks about that. And it's all these upsells. So if you look at his book, I'm going to kind of go over what I've found so far. So this stands for like a huge attraction magnet.
Yeah.
This is upsell, downsell, create.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to apply this in my mobile home park business and foreclosures. And what we've found is our ecosystem or our systems are not performing. So we're trying to get a higher response rate and a higher conversion rate right now, which means I think our emails are probably going to junk a lot. We got to tune that up and then trade our phone numbers. We're getting spammed on that too. But I'm changing our messages to kind of fit this. And so basically it comes down to, you make an offer so good for foreclosures that people feel stupid not going with you. And it comes down to this value equation from what I've learned so far. So his value equation is value equals your dream outcome times perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay times effort and sacrifice. So if you look at Amazon and big everything corporate, I think they have this down big time in their copyright, and especially on the first above the fold.
Like the secret sauce kind of thing.
So this, I think, is going to increase our results from the copyright. And the way to address each one of these is, like, the dream outcome for foreclosure is somebody's going to keep their dignity. They're going to avoid the foreclosure, maybe even walk away with some cash. So
Right.
it's a beautiful picture, right? And then perceived likelihood, well, we've already done this before. And this is where it's really important to get customer testimonials, because they see you as the expert and that you're going to be able to take this to the finish line where maybe the other investor won't.
Right.
The time delay, we can stop it quickly. We can close, fast cash close, all that takes the time delay out. And then the effort and sacrifice is there's no paperwork or headaches or lawyers' fees. Everything's paid for by us. We're going to fill out all the paperwork for you. We're going to walk you through this start to finish. And so we're kind of designing an email drip campaign around that, to where we offer them so much value they don't want to mess with anybody else.
That's what happened to Stephanie.
Yeah, and that's kind of,
Yeah.
we did it on accident without knowing this, but it's, he keeps saying this money model applies everywhere to every business. He did it in his dreams.
So you're like, how does it apply? I was thinking the same. I'm glad you're saying this because I was thinking the same thing. Like, how does it apply to us though? Like, of course, if I had a laundromat or something, you know what I mean? Yes, I get that.
Mhm.
I
But I
keep on
guess
questioning that too.
Because it's like, if you're questioning this, he went through over 1,000 businesses, had them come out to Vegas, personally
Yeah.
consulted with them, figured out what they're doing. And he's like, I promise it applies to you. If you can't figure it out, start asking yourself, how does this apply, instead of, no, this won't apply to my business.
Right. No, yes, I get that. But I was curious, like if you that's why when I saw Shanoa read it, I thought, oh, maybe it is for us. Because
It is.
I knew it was coming out too. I follow him as well. And I wanted to get it. And then I go, Frank, get it. He goes, it's not on Audible yet. I'm like, damn it.
Go to school. Did you?
I just bought it.
You did?
Yeah, I just bought it.
Thank you.
I just
That's
want to
good.
look again. It's there.
Offer's still out there, but with the book, when we signed up, I signed up last month.
Yeah.
And I paid him last month, and that's part of his money model.
Yeah.
So he'll get,
Free.
let's say if it costs a
Yeah.
customer $100 per customer, he makes that back rapidly within 30 days, a bunch of times over.
Yeah.
Right.
Like his one customer, it's like Phil says, the marketing machine. If you put $1 in and 20 come out, how many you're gonna put? You're gonna put all 20 back in, right?
Right.
He'll
Mhm.
put in the 40s. So his one customer pays him back so rapidly that he turns it into, 40 something more customers, which compounds to 2,000, which compounds to like, he just breaks the whole system because he gets so many people.
And then he hit the Guinness Book of World Records. Crazy.
Yeah, that was part of his goal was to do that, to break a record.
It's like 6.2 million copies sold in less than a week or something.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the school thing was more of a educational path. It's what it seems like. I mean, I know that they're using it for communities and that it's one that you essentially own, which might be good for if that's what the path you're going there. Because I mean, Facebook,
I know.
well,
I was
great.
just right
You
when you
end
said
up,
that. I'll look at that.
you end up at the
Because you own it, right?
yeah. You end up with Facebook owning it. They can take it down at any time. Anytime you violate whatever they think is a violation, as things change. And I've seen it happen before in some of these different groups that we've been involved in. And it's
Yeah.
the leader of the group gets political and they come and shut him down. It's like, what the hell? Or they kick him out, or he goes on. They block him, and so it gets a little crazy. But yeah, I mean, I guess in school you own that community.
Well, it's,
I'll research it.
I don't know how it works for monetizing, but a lot of people are doing that and getting the exposure. What I like about it is he loaded his whole book with special videos and bonus shit that's not in the book into there, and he's like live walking you through the whole thing in training videos.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So they also, something I learned over the weekend from him and Dan Kennedy, social media means like all of it grouped together in one.
Yeah.
It's like all the platforms, and our VAs started to do that for us without me knowing it. They post across everything every time one post goes out.
Well, my angle that I'm doing right now to build my community, sorry, everybody, I'll stop talking about this, but is that what I'm going after? I did the research to find where do the people I'm targeting live, and it's predominantly Facebook. It's Facebook, Instagram, and actually, believe it or not, Twitter or X. So
Yeah,
You're doing that.
Instagram became like a powerful business school because there's over 2 billion people using it.
mhm.
It could just be for social media, that's it.
Yeah. So, but the population I'm targeting lives on they're just Facebookers, Gen X. So
To me, Facebook's the global phone book. I mean,
yeah.
everybody's in there. My dead grandpa's in there.
Yes. Well, Frank's mom, much to his chagrin.
I didn't invite her.
She goes, Mijo, will you please friend me? No. He's so mean.
Oh, I don't see it.
I say I had a problem back in the day because I had Facebook and the girl I met in Australia had MySpace and we never kept in contact because we had different platforms at the time.
Yeah. That's funny.
Very good. Yeah, I guess we can all collaborate on pain points, what we're finding, because I did this post earlier this year and it was running through her apartment, like you open a door and I turn on a light. And I feel like that's what being an entrepreneur or a real estate investor has been my whole life. As soon as you get through a barrier and you knock one down, another one pops up. And it's like, no matter what, there's always this sticking point. That goes back into systematizing, like we're trying to do, is to break down those and have a you know, a functioning system that overcomes it. But there's always, like, no matter what, there's always a new barrier every time you get through one, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're dealing with a lot of barriers right now.
That's why everybody doesn't do this. It's
Various
not
things,
easy.
yeah.
It is not for the weak, let me tell you. I've rage quit on myself so many times, but every morning I'm like, okay, here we go. Or like what Alex was saying in that thing, he's like, just get up and start working. Ask Frank how many times I do that. I'm like, oh crap, I have to get ready. My hair's still in a towel, it's like 10.
I think I found Phil at the perfect time in my life to just, I was already motivated, you know, so this was just fuel on the fire for me.
Same for us, same for
Yeah,
us.
for sure.
And it takes all of the experience you have. And like, it was funny, I was talking to somebody, we went to the meetup in Austin, and there was Massive Masters there, which is our commercial folks, and then there was Big Dogs there. And it was fascinating because I was talking about like the triple nut that I'm working on, sitting next to somebody who just started, and he goes, wow, you really sound like you know what you're talking about. How long have you been doing this? I'm all, week 7.
Yeah.
I go, but it's more than I knew 7 weeks ago, let me tell you.
That stuff was right up my alley. I was so excited to be there. My problem was I didn't realize there's an extra price tag. I think I said that.
Oh, wait,
So
I
I
think
would
you
have
still
been
probably
back.
learned a lot though, even sitting through that.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, it's so applicable to everything I'm doing. And I had tried a syndication, or I did a syndication, but I didn't have the spots labeled, the hats. That
Mhm.
was super, super helpful.
Yeah, that's why we did it. Otherwise, if it was where you're like on your own, go ahead and go. There's no way. I needed a team to be taught how to do a team of syndication, you know.
I'm searching for my team again. We have 3 of us basically. So, but one's a VA, one's my mom, and she's phenomenal. We've been working together since 2007 in real
Frank's
estate.
an underwriter. I could do pitch decks.
All right, let's talk.
Yeah.
Switch gears to mobile home parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're game. We're open to all of it, so for sure.
They're the best investment you'll ever find, I think, other than gigantic distressed assets that I'm not Superman enough to buy.
Oh, I know. That is scary.
Um, how about we get some other people talking in here? What are you guys into? What are your goals?
Phyllis.
There we go. Hello. I'm sitting here listening to y'all, and I'm just like, feel like I just now sat down and got into this. Like that's how I feel because it's just so overwhelming. So you're talking about it's just my brokers needing me to get my stuff going on, pick back up on my real estate, and I'm still rounding over here on the other, trying to figure out what I need to do. And my head's all over the place, and I can't like settle on one thing, and it's so hard. And I like hearing y'all, you've got each other talking and everything. And I think that's where my head is. It's just hard for me to take in and process all of the things. And it's like they're all thrown into one box, and it's just shaken up. I pull a little bit here and pull a little bit there, and I wanted to I need to make some more of the meetups, but the way my schedule is on the 48s, I'm just now coming off of weekends. Because my whole, like, it's 2 on, 4 off. So whenever I hit a Thursday or Sunday, Monday, and then Saturday, Sunday, and that's Friday, Saturday. So it like takes up several weeks, of not being able to go and hang out with everybody, So then it's just like a whole new overwhelming. So just listening to y'all, I have to reel myself back in and try to figure it out. And of course, I don't have the VA or can't do that right now because all my money went into being a part of Big Dog. So it's anyway, morning everybody.
I can relate. Thanks for
Oh
sharing.
yeah. Totally.
Yeah, so can we.
And just keep in mind, I mean, we're at least Mary and I, we're a year ahead of you probably, right? So we did in August, it was a year, this month has been a year for us. So we're far down the line. Don't compare.
Plus,
You
there's
have
2
your
of
own
them.
journey.
And there's 2 of us, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you got it. Just, work on getting your
And you
stuff
got
set up.
us, right?
Yes, I don't know. It's me whenever I feel like if I reach out, this is a mindset that I have to get away from because I don't want to be a pain in the ass to everybody.
Yes, you do.
And then
Yeah.
But you're our
I
pain
said
in the
yes, you
ass,
do.
just like we're your pain in the ass.
That's why we're all here, to be a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
That's what it's for. Yeah, that's why you're here.
That's why we're here. Yes.
I know, but I've hated missing, the last 2 Mondays, and I couldn't do it because, yeah, I could have logged in and then y'all could have heard tones go off and, and then frustration with all that. But anyway, I'm glad I do get to be a part of this and listen and then get built back up again. And it just gets so overwhelming. But I try not to whine. I'm not whining. I'm just,
I mean, it's reality, right? It's what you're going through. We get it.
Yeah, we can all relate. Two things that really helped me with what you're talking about this year was going through Phil's minimum wage activity exercise and crossing it all off and not doing it. I got pretty good at not doing those. The other thing was I found a huge success before I met Big Dogs from a Warren Buffett thing I heard, and his I think it was Ajay John or whatever, his insurance guy had like all these problems. He didn't know where to start. It was just like a big pile of crap, like you're talking about. What do you do? And he said, write down your top, there's either 15 or 20 most important things that you have to do. And I did this exercise with four other people. No, three other people. We all wrote down the same exact thing for our top five. And that's 80-20 split right there. So I said, chop off everything below the top five. We're going to focus on this only this year. And number one just is this close to being knocked out now. We've had huge success from that. Putting all our energy on what is the most important thing.
Yeah, and I think it's like they say that my favorite, Phyllis, to what you're saying is what my favorite sayings is, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And I think we all try to do way too much. And I was listening to Gary V. I don't know if you follow him, but he's great. And he's like, yes, you want to, move at a good clip. He goes, but you don't have to you're not going to learn everything all at once. It takes time. It takes the reps. You have to have the reps. The more as you know, the more you talk to people, the more you're like, oh, I've heard this issue before. I know how to solve this problem. Or let me talk to somebody else, but you're not expected to know it all overnight,
That's why I ended on the video we ended, because he's talking about like getting on the phone and calling. And the more reps we get, the better we get, the better conversions we get, and then the better systems we can build for other people to outsource ourselves.
Right.
yeah, that video, I liked it. That's a lot what's going on in my head. But I feel like I get so scattered that whenever I think whenever I talk to y'all and start listening, then I can start kind of pulling back in to try to get focused again. And I don't know. That's my problem. I just get I don't know, crazy. But it's okay.
No, another thing you can do, I started a few years ago, and we're really starting to get better at it, is your quarterly goals that can be broken down into monthly and weekly. Because every 90 days, you need a rejuvenation. So if you sit down and come up with a 1-page, this is my quarterly SMART goals, basically for the next 3 months, that's been really helpful. And there's so many people teach that.
Yeah, I've started writing a lot of things down, and I know that's going to help me. And then that video, I need to start watching more of that stuff. But then I start going down these rabbit holes.
Yeah.
And then I get lost again. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be doing this over here. And then, so
I get overwhelmed.
take my medication.
I have a list of tasks in my head that I don't have time to write down because I'm trying to get through it. And then somebody talks to me and I'm just like,
Squirrel.
All right, I have a dumb question.
Nope.
Surely not.
So I talked to people this weekend, one into going to sub 2, and then this other guy, he wants to do an assumption.
Mhm.
What is that, y'all?
It's a bad
Isn't the
idea
same.
compared to sub 2.
Yeah.
I was
I
gonna say,
know, and
there's that
so
too.
I was trying to talk because I was like, my goal last week, I was like, I'm gonna get a sub 2. I'm gonna get a sub 2. You know, that's what I
That's
pitched
awesome.
that a whole bunch of times. And uh this one guy was like, well, I'll do an assumption. I was like, I don't even know what that is.
It means you have to qualify and apply for the loan, and the bank says, "Oh, you can take over this loan."
Hmm.
Leave all that shit out. Just
Just do
assume the
the-
loan that's in place.
Yeah.
Right? If you pay the bank, there's no problem.
What's the reason? What was his reasoning for it?
He just I tried to talk him into a sub 2 and I kept going on and I was still gonna try on that, but assumption is exactly what I'm thinking then. It's
Yeah.
just he carries the deed and he, you know, he holds everything and it's a payment to him.
I was playing with this because we had a VA loan. All VA loans are assumable. The title company's like, no, no, no. That's like, I think they're starting to get called now and stuff. And so I don't think loan assumptions are a great idea. And I don't think anybody really does them, especially when we're all doing, or all the big dogs are teaching sub 2.
Hmm.
Phil goes over, I think it was Chris Salcido did like 3,000 of them or something, and 2 of them got called. Do you remember him teaching us that?
Yeah.
But I'm new, right? But from what I've seen, loan assumptions make no sense. The sub 2 makes all the sense, as long as they're willing to leave it in place.
Yeah, it sounds like the problem with a loan assumption is that all the power still is held by the existing seller.
And I just didn't know how we get our, I mean, if we're not assuming it, I don't see how we get our cut.
No, it's not. I don't think there's like a plan or an easy way to do it. Yeah, you want to do a sub 2. So you want to take over the deed. That gives you.
Okay, so I'm not going crazy. Okay, I just kept going. I was like, what am I missing here? What am I missing here?
Yeah.
You get
No, it's not, I would say, a good plan. Because if they hold a deed, they hold the home, right? So what do you're just qualifying to pay it and they're what, still living in it? Or I don't know, I guess don't have all the details, but yeah, it doesn't sound like a great.
No, it says they're not living in it right now, and so they want.
So you're not assuming,
Someone-
you're assuming their loan is what it is. You're not, you've got to qualify with the bank. I mean, it gets so far outside of what the sub 2 is, where you don't have to qualify, where you don't, have to go to a bank. It's immediate. You're taking over their existing loan. Nothing changes there. You get the deed because, you have to have the property if you're going to be paying for it.
Yeah, that's what I don't like about the assignment is if they're keeping the deed in their name, then that gives them all the power, and they're basically it almost, well, yeah, I don't understand that one at all, because if they're selling the house, why do they get to keep their name on the deed?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're because assuming that you still have to go through the whole probably credit piece, right? Which is what sub 2 avoids.
Okay,
So
and the money.
yeah, that's not an attractive method, I'd say.
And since I haven't done a sub 2 first, the other question that I have for you guys real quick is the how is it a 70-cent deal or 80-cent deal?
For what?
What do we offer them? I mean, I'm not understanding, so I need to go through the training again.
Who are you offering what?
Like the gold standard is 70% minus ARV, right? Anything above
Yeah.
that, you can't flip it. You have to come up with a different strategy.
Yeah, but
Is it a foreclosure?
if you look at the sub 2 strategy, the sub 2 strategy shows that you can go up to like 90 to 100% of ARV. But I think a lot of that depends on, number one, area. Like if you're in a high appreciating area, then yeah, go ahead and pay the homeowner a little bit more than what it's worth now, because in 2 years from now, it's going to be worth, $100,000 more. So I think a lot of it depends on the area, how much equity the individual has in the home. And I mean, like a really nice home, if you're willing to pay above asking, if you, for example, if you take $1,000 existing mortgage and you wrap it $1,500 a month to somebody else, then you can absolutely afford to pay somebody above asking price.
That's what I was confused about as well. There's a video that I had Chesser send me all the information that they could on it. from the legal perspective what the most relevant was. And they sent me a couple good videos. But
Is it distressed
Oh, yeah.
or a distressed seller or no?
they just moved. I mean, they're not foreclosure or anything, but they had to move for work and can't sell their house.
So
Got
it
it.
could be distressed.
Mm.
It's
Yeah, they'll soon be distressed if they don't do something about it.
Maybe that's
So-
when you just let it sit then. Just check in with them every once in a while. Hey, you willing to do that sub 2 deal? You know, check in with them once a week.
Oh, I got the follow-up. I followed up with this dude probably 25 times. I finally got a hold of him. This truck driver wanted to sell me a church in Houston that looks like a gold mine deal for only $15,000. So we went to contract it. He already sold it. This minister of the church is trying to screw me over, give him $15,000, and a warranty deed was filed and an MOC was filed, and it all shows online. It's already been sold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pray for him. Okay. But yeah, that's kind of my goal is to get a sub 2, my first one on that. So that's my goal this week is to figure this out. And the other thing that we talk about, age is in our favor sometimes because they think that we're experienced because we're old. Because they're talking to a whole bunch of, there was like, we've talked to a whole bunch of kids, and I'm like, those kids probably know more than I do, but okay, I'll take it.
I was messing around with super prompting on ChatGPT, and this is what it came up with for you. If I can,
It's too many, way too many characters.
I can email you the page that I.
To have him put it in a PDF or a file,
Yeah.
then you can attach it. Yeah, one pager. There you go.
I'll do a PDF one
Yeah.
pager and upload it here, see if it does you any good.
Amy, are you still getting your properties like off the MLS, or do you have any?
Yeah. They're just all, I mean, I send out 150 contracts a day.
Oh, do you
Damn.
actually send out the contracts? Oh, wow.
How are you filling out 150 contracts? Is that automated?
It's all automated through the program, the software.
What software? That sounds awesome.
It just does it all, and then it it has where it follows up with them in 2 days and then a month. So it's all automated.
You just gave me another idea to pay my Podio programmer more money. That sounds cool. Automatic.
Yeah. So anyway, it's still that we're just still working with realtors all the time, but again, we even partnered with Armando on the last one, and we still didn't sell it.
We're partnered with him right now on one. I think it'll sell though.
Yeah, we
It's
have
a block from us right here, or not even that.
It's not even a block. It's like 2 houses. Okay, like 3 houses down.
Yeah.
What how long do you put your option period for?
This was no option period. It's a friend of mine. He was living in his sister's house. She passed away 17 months ago or something. Bank that we're working with on this one, night and day difference, according to Jen. They called her to tell her, hey, this is going into foreclosure because she's got, what is it called?
Sort of. The third party authorization, I sort of have authorization, but not fully. But regardless, they've still been super helpful with me. Because I keep on calling them and emailing them. And like I said, yeah, compared to the foreclosure we were working at previously with Freedom Mortgage, it was like they're so helpful. I mean, for them to actually have called me and told me that, hey, this property is going to foreclosure, I was like, crap. I was like, all right, like this is a whole different thing here. Like we need to expedite this and get rid of this property like right now. But at least I've been able to send them all the documents since that email on Thursday. I don't remember what day that was, but I think it was Thursday or Friday or something. Yeah, they called me on Friday. And so I sent them everything and I called them and followed up, and they said they're like, well, you have everything you need, so just wait till this week. But,
Damn it, I don't know how to upload. I can how do I get that to
oh.
her?
well, the plus, Where's that?
It won't let me on my computer, see? Like you go file, but it won't select my
Oh.
computer because we're on here. I can email it to you, Amy.
Yeah.
Well, just step by step on the, everything we need to know on the. I told him we'd finalize it on Tuesday. He was fine with that. Didn't seem in a rush. He selected us out of all the other people that I guess he spoke with. So
Does this help at all? Do you like this?
this is the assumption subject to. Yeah, send it. I'll.
Now, is the difference between like a sub 2 and an assumption is that on the sub 2, the seller stays on the note but gets removed from the deed, but in the assumption, the seller stays on the deed? But then the
That's-
new buyer gets put on the note? Or
The note stays in the original person's name.
I'm saying the difference.
On a
between
sub 2?
Sub 2 versus an
Sub 2, the
assumption.
person's note name stays on the note
Yeah.
until it's paid off or refinanced.
Yeah, that's what I just
An
said.
assumption means you assume that loan, you apply for that loan from the bank, and they say, yes, you can qualify for this loan. We'll put it in your name now.
But the deed is still in
The
the
deed and the note are
seller's.
separate, totally
I know,
separate.
I know that, but
No, the deed at that point would come to you because now you own the
on the
house.
assumption, it
Yes.
sounded like they were saying on the deed.
The deed, you have to get the deed transferred, otherwise you don't own the house.
For the sub 2, yeah.
Yeah, or you can transfer the deed into the new buyer. Or you can take the deed yourself, right?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Why would the assumption benefit the seller better than the sub 2?
The assumption benefits the seller because their name's no longer on the note. A sub 2, they have to leave their name in place on the note.
Okay.
So
I misunderstood
takes
because
the
it sounds
mortgage
like
off
earlier
of
when
it.
we were talking about that, it sounded like the seller was staying on the deed.
Yeah, and that's probably the
For-
trick is they might not want their name on it, right?
I don't know.
Sean actually talked through this with a foreclosure that helped. And the guy's like, I don't know about leaving my name on there. And he's like, actually, it's not a bad idea at all because the whole time somebody's paying down your equity, they're repairing your credit. This wouldn't be applicable there. But he's like, it's really not that risky because they're paying down your equity the whole time. And if they default, you can foreclose on them, just like what's happening to you. And you get it back and it's been paid down even more. He's like, what really happens is when we take something over, we always perform. We never default. So you don't have to worry there. The
I
other,
love that.
yeah, and he goes, what will probably happen is within 5 years or so or whatever, somebody's going to want to refinance and they'll most likely buy you out. That's not guaranteed, but it's often going to happen. Or they sell the property or whatever, and then it just wipes you out and your name's gone.
Okay, well, that's my goal is to
hope
figure
that
all
helps.
this. I would try. I set a goal and I usually made it. The only thing I haven't met is dispoing them. I don't know if it's because the houses are the MLS and I have a meeting with Grant tomorrow, but I don't know why that would matter. It's still a 68-cent deal when we're selling them. They're not like, it's still the same strategy. Maybe the fact that they haven't sold and they can see that.
It seems to me like you're having a similar issue as us. Like you're getting tons of contracts, but you're having a hard time converting it to paychecks, right? And we're getting
Yeah. I'm getting very frustrated. I'm like, this weekend, I was just like, ugh, had one of those moments. And then, I had someone agree to do it. So I was like, okay, this is going to work this time. And with a 3.2% interest rate, come on, surely I can get that sold.
I couldn't sell a 2.75%. Now, granted, there was next to no equity in that house, but
Well, you don't have a reinstatement, Amy. That helps you out a lot because that's where we couldn't sell ours. By the time we wanted to get paid, do the reinstatement and give a seller some money, we needed $75,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
ours was like 50.
yeah, I think once you get above like 30 or so, it starts to get pretty difficult.
I think because at that point you're in the same range of a down payment as a typical mortgage.
Mm.
I mean, if you take you know, average home price of 400,000. What's 20% of 400,000?
Oh,
80K.
Yeah.
So is there some kind of formula on that I'm missing that I should be adhering to, I wonder?
Well, just your standard mortgage is 20% down. So if you look at your average home price of 400,000, that means that your down payment on a $400,000 home is going to be about $80,000. So when you start approaching that, what Chad's talking about is when you start approaching that number in terms of the reinstatement fee or the amount of money that an investor needs to come up with right then and there, people start shying away from that. But it sounds like you really have a pretty golden opportunity that people are just passing up on right now. If there's no reinstatement and you said 3.25%? What's your entrance fee?
I haven't said that yet. I got to figure that out today. That was today's task.
God, where's it at?
It's in Grand Prairie.
Okay. If you find anything in the Austin, like between Austin and San Antonio, let me know, because I've got some friends that are looking to get back into home ownership.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't know anybody in Grand Prairie.
Two things come to mind with this is I keep thinking, what's in it for me? You got to tell the seller what's in it for me. The other one is to find buyer Bob. Shanoa told us put bandit signs out in the same area. And then what was the other way? Oh, I remember Phil told me, they're like, don't worry about buyer Bob. There's 14-to-1 ratio of these guys. He's like, I'll do a 15-second or a 30-second commercial on the radio, and I'll have like tons of people call me. So I'm curious about doing a radio commercial, actually. See if that works.
But I also feel like what worked 15, 20 years ago is different than what's going to work today.
Radio.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, bandit signs, you know, it's still a viable strategy. I think maybe transitioning into something like what I've been taught as digital bandit signs, which is like posting on Craigslist, posting on Facebook. Instead of we buy houses, we sell houses sub 2 for cat, you know, something like that.
Owner financing.
I mean, Facebook targeted ads, you know, pay-per-click, you know, that's always, I've heard that that's very, very lucrative, but also very, very expensive. But I mean, I've gotten calls, you know, off of my digital bandit signs that I've posted on Facebook, Craigslist, just saying, hey, we buy homes cash. I've gotten a number of calls through that.
We were also given a technique we didn't try from Brent with a sub 2. He said make a flyer that says choose your own neighbor and give away I don't know, was it $1,000 or something like that for a referral, and spread them all over the neighborhood, give them to all the neighbors, and then the theory is they'll find a friend that they want to live there, and they say, hey, there's a cheap house for seller financing, you don't even go to the bank. And
I think that's a great idea.
Well, I was just hesitant because we were putting a price on it, and I didn't want, you know, the sellers to see what we're selling it for and how much we're making off them. So that was my worry with, you know, telling everyone in the area about the house, that it would come back to them, and then they would like demand more money or go through someone else.
They already signed a contract. Oh, the other thing I found out that can be a really big tool. I don't know if anybody saw me on last Tuesday talking to Snow about this, but our seller said the word lawsuit to the title company, which don't ever let your seller do that. What a nightmare to
We
get rid of
couldn't
that.
control her though.
However, if somebody tries to screw you over on a contract, you can call the title company and say, we're suing this person, and it'll blow it up. Hey, Alexis, Rosalind, you guys want to jump in here at all before we head out in 12 minutes?
Yes. I am not feeling too well today, so that's why my camera's not on. I'm not really talking much. Um, but I do have some good news. We have I think we have a dispo that we're going to be doing for a foreclosure that we got on Friday. We got it through our just like automated text messages. And so that was really good. They are elderly and they're living off Social Security, and some stuff happened, I guess, with the wife, and she got cancer, and it was actually really upsetting to hear, but we're helping them out. They're filing bankruptcy. They're gonna file bankruptcy today so we can push off the auction and then try and sell it for them. So yeah, it's in Mesquite, so we'll have it. I think we're gonna post it with Nico because Grant's helping us as well.
That's cool.
So yeah, hopefully it works out. I'm hoping they actually go and file bankruptcy today. That's like the one thing I'm worried about is they're actually like not gonna do it.
You can use that, what's it?
Mirror label.
The Plan B.
Okay.
You can use Plan B or the giving it back to the bank clauses for that.
Okay.
You know the Plan B one?
I don't know that one now.
It might be applicable if you go into under Dropbox, Shanoa's Tribal Knowledge. It's got a ton of this stuff in there. But the
Okay.
key is like I'll give you it's like in Texas, we have a unilateral contract, which means it only works for the buyer, but I'll make it not unilateral. I'm having a brain fart on the word to where it's bilateral. So then you can also I'll be your backup plan, your plan B, and you have until, X date to get this done and prove it to me. And if not, then I'll contract.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because like the wife is like, she's like, well, my cousin's saying he might give me like the $20,000 and this and that, and I'm just like, okay. She's like, so I'll see if he will, and I was like, well, we can still list it, and then we can take it down if they give you the money, because I doubt they're gonna give her the money. But like we can always take it down. I mean, but it could be your backup plan, and then whichever one happens first, that's great. So that's kind of how we got them kind of on board. But yeah, so yeah, I'm hoping it goes well. I don't know.
You done the atomic bomb with them?
Oh yeah. We did. And they I mean, yeah, I think it really just kind of like the realization set in on the phone with them, and they were just yeah. And I think I was like, well, this option is definitely better than, like, at least you can start fresh, and not lose everything and get kicked out, and like, it's just kind of getting them to that realization that it's a crappy option, but it's better than the worst option. You know what I mean? Like,
It's worst.
Wait,
yeah.
have it under contract already?
No, not yet. We're waiting for them to file bankruptcy.
Okay, because that's what Chad and I were talking about previously with the Plan B, which we need to get better on wording it as well. But when we talk to sellers, we need to try to convince them to sign the contract to have that Plan B in place. So when their bankruptcy falls through, now you already have a signed contract. But if the bankruptcy goes through or whatever, now you can just rip it up or right?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So just say, we're here as a backup. So, but have that
Gotcha.
in place with the contract.
I'll show you where it's at too, where we're talking.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about doing that.
Yeah, well, we were just looking at it from the training. So we got that recently, or I don't know was it the training?
Yeah. And then Abby has been super freaking helpful lately and awesome to work with. Abby Argawal, I think is how you say his last name. So maybe if you need somebody who's more skilled to talk them into it, him or Sean might be good. You can all see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So you come down here to MLS contract special topics, go to, oh wait, that's not it. Go to Dropbox. And then Shanoa's travel knowledge. And it's got an index at the front.
I think something like this is just gonna be a matter of
There's so much here, but if you
like
Oh wow.
how you talk to it. Yeah. Of how you talk to the seller. And that's the biggest thing is we have to figure out how to talk to them better. Because you know, we've talked to sellers and then all of a sudden we find out it's under contract with someone else a week or two later. So it's just trying to figure out the proper wording.
Yeah.
These people.
You can also like twist this to you. I heard if anybody knows Jackson, he's like 22 or something, living in the penthouse next to us by our apartment, and he's a big dog.
Yeah.
You know, he's into trucks and fast cars and shit and skydiving, and so he's like, "I'll be your parachute. I like to go skydiving, you know, and I'll be the backup so you can pull a parachute so you don't hit the ground, basically." And,
So yeah, so that's the bilateral option you were talking about.
mhm.
You know, so when they're not ready to sign it, you can say it's not a problem. We can just tear it up if it doesn't work.
Okay.
So at least this, because you know, a lot of people are scared to sign contracts, especially because of the word contract and what it means.
Yeah.
Being locked in. But if we can talk to them in a way that's like, look, you're not signed in.
It goes back to this. What's your dream outcome? And then the effort and sacrifice, maybe time delays. Make them feel stupid for not going with you because your offer is so amazing.
Yeah.
Where's that travel knowledge page at again? I'm trying to find it.
So you go here to resources,
Resources, yeah.
contracts, Dropbox.
Dropbox, that's where it's at. Okay.
Scroll down a little. There's so much in here.
I remember it. And I was like, what?
And then
Can I do
plan
that?
B. Yeah.
But the table of contents is all linked to wherever you need to go.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Yeah, I'm gonna start using that plan B option more though, for when we talk to sellers who already have a plan in place, supposedly.
Yeah, because we hear I've got it taken care of a lot. And we started to get good at the objections.
I've been teaching him like ask like, what do you mean you have it taken care of? I've been trying
Yeah.
because I think I understood that faster than you did.
Yeah, you're better at it for sure.
Sometimes.
Rosalind, what's going on over there?
Oh, her audio doesn't work.
Oh, sorry, your audio doesn't work.
So, well, if you want to text it or write any messages in the chat, Rosalind, if your audio doesn't work, if not, it's okay.
Happy to have you guys here. I guess Joe had to split.
Yeah.
We're about up. What time anyway? Well, cool. If anybody
It is a beautiful day outside, y'all. I walked the dogs for a lot longer than what I usually do because I wasn't even breaking a sweat. I was like, okay, that means I gotta get back to jogging, which is not fun. Because it's too hot. I just gotta walk the dogs. But man, it was such a nice day. So if you have a chance, get out there now.
We should be coming to Dallas tonight. So
Yeah. It's nice in Florida though. It's been nicer and it's starting to cool. October is my favorite month.
oh yeah.
Stop recording this.
It's like when the flight attendant last night, everyone close your windows.